Well, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for joining me. I thought I would do a different kind of video for you today. We are getting ready to go out on a 12-day road trip, and before I packed all this stuff up, I thought it might be kind of fun to do a junk journal edition of what I bring with me on vacation and then share some examples of the things that I look for while I'm on vacation that I bring home with me and I put into my junk journals or my scrapbooks. So hopefully this is informative for you guys. If it is, please give this video a thumbs up, but let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to put my journaling kit aside. We'll go over that in just a second, but let's talk bags. So the first thing that I pack with me when I go on a trip is a bag, and I love having a big bag with me so that I have some place to keep all of the memorabilia and the ephemera that I collect on our trip in one place. So this bag is one that I got off of Amazon, and it's nice because it's got this fiber woven in here and it's a super thick plastic. So I don't have to worry about anything tearing the bag, anything coming out and, ending up loose all over my car, whatever. It also has a zipper at the top, which is great for that exact same reason. So these are the bags that I typically take with me. Before I bought these bags, I used Ziploc bags, and I'll show you an example of the ones that I used. These Ziploc bags are perfect. I get these at Walmart. They're super inexpensive, and they're the 2.5 gallon ones. Now let me show you quickly how large this is, because when they say jumbo, they mean jumbo. So this is huge. It's a good bag. It is, let's see, 14 3/8 of an inch by 16 inches. So that is a good size bag. You can put a lot of ephemera and memorabilia in there. So I love to use these bags as well. You could also use a plastic grocery bag, anything that you've got that would be large enough to contain the things that you would pick up on your trips. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this journal kit. Now, I keep my journal kit in the same type of bag. I did get these on Amazon. I got a big bundle of them. Again, relatively inexpensive for these bags, and I just love to use them because I can use them over and over and over again. All right. First thing you need in a journal kit is a journal. And this is a journal that I made for this trip. I do have a video on my channel for this. I believe it's the video right before this. But this is the journal that I created for this trip. We are going to Yellowstone and Tetons. And I wanted something that I could use daily when we're on our trip so that I can document things that happened as they happened. So my biggest problem is I go on vacation, and by the time I get home and actually get around to doing my journal or my scrapbook, it's been a couple months, and a lot of the details, the fine details, aren't there anymore. I can't remember, where we ate most of the time. I can't remember whether the food was good, whether the food was bad. I don't remember from one day to another, oh, we were here on this day, or things like that. So I want to make sure that I have a journal with me that I can use to document the everyday. So then I can take this journal, and when I'm actually creating my scrapbook or my journal, I've got this to look back on and be like, oh yeah, that's right, and include those details in my scrapbook or my journal. All right, so if we're going to bring a journal, we're going to need to bring pens. And so I've got a few pens here that I'm going to bring with me. This is an old Stampin' Up! Brush marker that I wanted to bring with me. It's actually the brush marker, and then there's a finer tip down here. I did check to see if it works. It still does. These things have got to be easily 20 years old. But it still works great. And then I'm going to bring this Sharpie marker, and I wish I could tell you guys what size this is. I have no idea. It doesn't say anywhere on here, but it is a Sharpie pen. And this is the, there's the point on that. I love it. It's perfect for journaling. And then I'm also going to bring this Sharpie S-Gel pen. These are one of my favorite journaling pens as well. So I wanted to make sure that I had a variety of pens that I could bring with me. So that is that. I'm also going to bring a roller date stamp. This is perfect for dating the pages. And then I have to bring ink for that. So this is just a little 1 inch by 1 inch cube of black ink. I did tape the lid onto the side so I don't have to worry about it coming off in my bag. I'm also going to bring some washi tape. I love this one. This is a buffalo plaid, so it's going to go perfect with my journal. And this is great for adding decoration to your pages, but also using to adhere little things down to the pages that I may want to add. I like bringing this instead of having to bring a separate adhesive, so I don't have to worry about that. And then if I'm going to bring washi tape, I'm going to bring a gift card because there's nothing better to cut washi with than a gift card. So I'm going to bring that. That way I don't have to bring an extra pair of scissors as well. Okay, now the last thing I'm going to bring with me is my HP Sprocket. And one thing I love about doing journals when I'm on the road is including photos. This sprocket is perfect. They call them pocket printers. It's very small size. You can see it's about the size of my hand, and it prints out photos for me via an app on my phone. So I'm going to go ahead and insert some video footage here of me using this sprocket and showing you how easy it is. It is connected wirelessly to my phone. I simply go into the HP Sprocket app. I can print out any photos that I want, and it will print out a 2x3 photo. Now the nice thing about this is that the ink or the paper that this uses also contains the ink. So this sprocket doesn't need any extra ink cartridges. All of the ink is contained in the paper. This is called zinc paper, Z-I-N-K, which means zero ink, and everything prints on this. It's kind of the same philosophy as using a like an old Polaroid. The colors just develop within the papers. So this is super great, super easy to take on a road trip. One of the things that I love about the sprocket, other than the size, it is perfectly portable, is that this particular sprocket is USB charged. I don't have to worry about bringing extra batteries with me. I don't have to worry about my batteries dying. All I need to do is plug this into a USB charger. We're going on a road trip. We're going to have a ton of USB chargers with us, so I don't have to worry about not being able to charge this. So the other great thing about this is that the paper that this is printed on is sticker backed. So I talked earlier about not having to bring any extra adhesive. I don't have to bring any adhesive for the photos either because they are sticker backed. You just peel off the back and stick them down in your journal. Now, are these the best quality photos? No, they're not going to be like lab quality photos. But for a pocket held printer and something on the go, these photos are perfect. So I am loving this HP Sprocket. If you are in the market for a portable handheld printer, I would suggest checking out eBay. This is where I got mine. And the great thing about this is that I was able to get the sprocket, the carrying case, and I think 150 pages of photo paper for $40 is what I paid for that. Now, if you look on Amazon, the sprocket itself is, I believe it's over $100. So when you start adding all the accessories and stuff to this, it really does add up. So if you're in the market for this, check this out on eBay. Canon also makes a version of this called the Canon Ivy. And I know there are a couple other versions of the same style of printer, but check out eBay to see if there's something on there that might work for you, because like I said, I got a heck of a deal on this. Okay, so that is my journaling kit. Now, if you guys would, please leave me a comment below. If there's other things that you include in your journaling kits, please let me know what that is. Now, this is just a basic journaling kit because, as I mentioned, it's just a way for me to document what we do every day. This won't be my actual scrapbook journal for this trip. So I did try to keep it bare minimum as to what is in here. So if there's other stuff that you take with you, please put it in the comments below. I think other people would love to know other ideas of things to bring along with them. Okay, that was what I bring with me. So let's talk a little bit about what I bring home with me from vacation. I am always on the hunt for things that I can bring home with me that I can use in my junk journals to help tell the story of our vacation. Now, I've got some examples here. Now, everything that I'm going to be sharing is from a trip that I took last year to Memphis. My best friend and I went to Graceland, and this is stuff that I collected from that vacation to use in my journal, which I have yet to create. So everything that you're going to see is from Memphis, but you can use it for any vacation. It's all very, very basic stuff. Pretty much everything I'm going to share is free, with the exception of these couple things. So the things that I am always on the hunt for are postcards and stickers that I can use in my journals. So postcards are great. These postcards, I think, were 33 cents a piece, super cheap. And I love that I can use them as a flip in my journals. I can use them as a flip up. I can use them as a flip out. I can also attach adhesive around the edges and use it as a pocket to add some photos, to add some journaling, that kind of stuff. I can attach a photo to the back of it, or I can just use it for a journaling spot. So postcards are great. The other thing that I picked up were some stickers. So we did a Sun Studio tour. These stickers, I think, were $1.99 a piece, so I grabbed some of those. I will use those with my Sun Studio photos. And then I also grabbed this bumper sticker. This was the most expensive thing that I purchased, and it was $4.99. So again, super inexpensive things that you can pick up to add to your journal. This will definitely be going in my journal. All right, so free stuff. First free thing is a map. So this map is of all of Memphis. Now, we were only there for a long weekend, so we didn't do very many of these things at all, but there are things in here that I will cut out and I will use throughout my journal. This is a great map. There's also some Graceland information on the back here. I know that there is like an ad for the Memphis airport in here. I did take some photos at the Memphis airport, so I can cut out that ad and add it to my journal with the photos of the Memphis airport. Again, just free things that you're looking out for. The other thing is tickets. So in today's digital age, it's a little bit harder to have an actual ticket. Most of our concert tickets, our movie tickets, all that kind of stuff are all on our phones now. I do screenshot those and then I print them out either on photo paper or on cardstock, but it's a super nice treat when you can get a actual ticket. So these are going to go in my journal. Receipts, I've talked about receipts before in other videos, but I love receipts. The great thing about receipts is that they're dated and they also tell where you were. So like this one's great because I can see on here we were on Elvis Presley Boulevard, which was so amazing. It was so amazing to be there. But the other thing about this is that you can see prices. So back in 2022, I can see that postcards were 33 cents. So someday down the road when I'm looking back at this journal, it's kind of nice to have a receipt here so you can see what things cost in 2022. Okay, hotels. So while we were at our hotel, I grabbed a few things. So the first thing is this literature that was in our room. So it's branded with the Guest House at Graceland logo, and it had like the Wi-Fi password, the hours of the restaurants, what movie was showing down in the theater, all that kind of stuff. So I made sure to keep this so that I could add this to my journal and I could have that to look back on. I also grabbed a napkin. This was from a restaurant that we went to, and I love grabbing napkins. I always grab 2 or 3 of those, especially if they're branded. The other thing to grab also is coasters. I don't think I have any coasters from this trip, but drink coasters, if they're branded with the restaurant or the hotel or the bar name, I always grab those as well. I did take the Do Not Disturb sign. This was like a heavy duty plastic, and the first thing I thought of is I can make a great flip out of this. So I did take the Do Not Disturb sign. The other thing I took was the hotel key. Now, I know these are controversial. Some people will be like, you should never take those, but I feel like the Guest House at Graceland is going to be okay if I took a hotel key. So I took the sleeve because obviously it was branded, and the hotel key has a picture of the hotel on the front. So I did grab those. These will absolutely make their way into my journal. The other thing that I like to grab is, like, as I mentioned, napkins, but this one was a hand towel. So we were at the Peabody Hotel. We went to see the famous Peabody Ducks, and in the restroom, they had these paper hand towels. Now, these are super thick hand towels, and they were there for people just to dry your hands on and then throw away. And I thought, well, that's such a waste. I should grab a couple of those and put them in my scrapbook. So I did grab a couple of these. They're branded with the Peabody, and they've got the little ducks. So that'll go perfect with my pictures from the Peabody. Business cards are another great thing. This is the only one I have from this particular trip, but I love to grab business cards from the places that we've been. So this one is a place that we ate lunch at in downtown Memphis. And first of all, I love the size. I love that it's a square business card. So cute. And then it has all of their social media. It has the address. And so I can put this in my journal with the photos that we took at that lunch. All right, so let's talk brochures. So usually when you're staying at a hotel, there is a brochure rack either in the office or in the lobby, somewhere in there. They've got a brochure rack with all kinds of the touristy things that you can do while you're in that particular city. So when I was at the guest house, I went through their brochure rack and I grabbed this Sun Studio because I knew that we were doing a Sun Studio tour. So I have this with me. Again, makes a great flip. So I will use that for our Sun Studio photos. This was from Marlowe's. This is a barbecue restaurant that we did eat at. It's right down the road from Graceland. And we did do the free pink limo pickup. So I love that it's got this information on here so I can use that with those photos. And then I also collected some brochures and maps from Graceland. Again, I take more than one because you never know what you're going to end up cutting up. I like to keep a whole one that's intact, and then I use a couple that I can cut up. So those are going to go in there. And then this was the map of the Graceland complex. So I've got a couple of those as well. All right, brochures, maps, always grab those. The other thing that I grab extras of is bags. So when we were at Sun Studio, I noticed they were putting my purchase in a Sun Studio branded bag. So I did ask if I could get a couple extras. They were more than happy to give me a few more extra bags. So I've got extra bags that I can cut up. I can cut these down. I can make a pocket out of them. All kinds of things that you can do with these bags. So always get your bags. And if you have an opportunity to grab more, I would definitely ask for that. All right, so then the last thing I have is, if you are flying, you've got, memorabilia right there from the get-go. So the first thing is your luggage tags. I always keep my luggage tags. These are great because they tell you, where you were flying into. They tell you where you were coming from. There's a date on there, tells you your airlines, all kinds of good information on your luggage tags. And if you have the opportunity to print a boarding pass, I always print a boarding pass. Now, I do use the boarding pass on my phone, but I like to print the boarding passes as well because these are a lot of information that you can add to your journals as well. So I always print the boarding passes. Okay, so that is what I pick up while I'm on vacation. Now, again, in the comments, please let me know what else you guys look out for. Anything else that I'm missing, anything that you're like, oh yeah, I always bring this home from my vacations. Let me know. I would love to know what else you guys grab. All right, so let me talk quickly about what you can do before you go. So for this particular road trip, I've done a lot of research ahead of time. And when you're on particular websites and stuff, look for the option to order a free planning guide. So this was, I think, 3 different websites that I was on that allowed me to order for free trip planning information. So that is what I did. So I've got a lot of different information I can go through, and I can tear out photos in here. I can tear out like the map, great maps. I love to add maps to my journals. There may be restaurants in here that we were at or hotels that we stayed at, all that kind of stuff. This one I know is a map. This is a large map. I can figure out how to cut this down, maybe make a pullout somehow in my journal with this map, but I love having a good map there. Just lots of information here. We are staying in Cody for a couple days, so there's things I can cut out and keep in here for that as well. So all of that stuff you can get before you actually go on your trip. The other thing I have, we ordered our America the Beautiful annual National Park Pass. So this piece of information came with it, and I'm going to keep that and use that in my journal as well. So hopefully this was a lot of good information for you guys if you're going on vacation soon and wondering, how can I journal while I'm on my trip? What kind of things can I look for? Hopefully this was helpful. So if it was, please give this video a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to my channel. And again, as I mentioned, please leave in the comments, let me know what kind of things you bring in your journal kit and then what kind of things you bring home. I would love to know. So take care, you guys. Have a great day, and I will see you guys next time for another video. Bye-bye.